Cherry Creek Radio has been furnished a fee for the following program.
The following program does not reflect the views and opinions of Cherry Creek Media.
You know I'm a dreamer. My dreams came true. Keller Williams, I owe it all to you. I'm on my way. I bought a home, home sweet home. Just one more night, and I'm coming off this long and winding road. I'm on my way. I have a new home, home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams, I love my dream home.
Welcome to another episode of Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan and Friends. Here's your host, Russ McClellan.
Hey, good Saturday morning to you. Thanks for tuning in to Home Sweet Home with Russ McClellan. That's me and friends. The land of COVID. Here we go. Having fun. Enjoying the stability, the tranquility, or not so much. Man, is this thing ever going to end? I'm with one of my good buddies right now. He's one of the original gangsters. He's one unique dude. The man sitting next to me is a good friend of mine. We're at, man, I'll tell you what, we have a lot in common and we have a lot not in common. But that's the beautiful thing about Keller Williams. Seth Stevens, welcome.
Hey, Russ, how's it going?
Good, man. Not only are you an original gangster, you're the youngest guy, I think, I think you're the youngest person in the history of Washington State to get a real estate license.
I'm not quite sure about the youngest, but I do know that I was the first to do it while I was still in high school.
Yeah, you see, if you guys look this up, the Department of Real Estate License has a rule that says you have to have a high school diploma. Well, Seth and I got together, and Seth did a little recon. We got a hold of that old Department of Licensing director, and we said, you know what? Seth's going to graduate with an AAS degree while he gets his diploma. So we petitioned them back in the day, right? Mm-hmm. And they granted you an exemption, and you got your real estate license. Were you 18? Yeah.
Yeah, I was only 18 a few months before.
Just turned 18. So you've been with us since, I think, January of 2018. Mm-hmm. You know what I'd like to do, Seth? You're the owner. You're just an amazing guy. I nicknamed you the Renaissance Man, I think, a couple of years ago. And
it's stuck.
And it's stuck, right? The big R. And what's cool about that is that you kind of exemplify a person that I respect and admire that takes action. You know, and I think in today's world, never so much as today's world, people need to take action because there's a lot of adversity right now. There's a lot of challenges in the nation. There's a lot of everything, and not all of it's good. This virus has really added a lot of stress and anxiety to people, and I thought we could kind of dive in. What are you now, 20?
Yep.
Getting old, man.
I know, right?
Might even be able to drink here pretty soon if you want one.
Give me a few more months.
So I want to tell your story because I think Keller Williams, I may be a little biased, but I think we're the right fit for everybody that wants to take action. And there's an old saying that goals without action are really just dreams. Well, you can sit around and watch Netflix all day long and be upset that you're furloughed or lost your job or lost your business, frankly, because this is going to create casualties. But if you take action like you did, why don't we start by what you did and maybe just kind of where were you 2 years ago and where are you today and what are you doing?
Man, that's a loaded question, Russ.
Keep it PG-13, Seth. I know you are in college, so us old guys, we gotta be careful. I can't handle too much.
Yeah, I'll redact some sensitive information.
Thanks, sir.
But 2.5 years ago, I was getting my real estate license, and I didn't sell a single house for the first 6 months. It was rough, working multiple jobs and being really stressed out, and then eventually things started picking up and sold a few and then went off to college. And right before I went off to college, launched Steven's Home Group, which is a team at Keller Williams. And since then, we've been really busy, and we've grown pretty significantly, I feel like, in terms of our volume at least. And it's been a really, good 2 years and productive, and nothing really, bad in terms of business, which is really cool. But, now I guess it's a little bit different because we're sitting, farther away, and, kind of in a makeshift studio, and we're, making up the radio show in a different world, than what we were 2.5 years ago. And,
right.
Could you imagine what people would say if you 6 months ago, you would have been in this room right now, or having to wear masks when you go to the store, or, anything like that? It's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah. You said something to me off air that was pretty intriguing to me. You said, people come and go on your team, people come and go in a firm, things change in life. And what I loved about how you embrace anything that's adverse, and you've been through some adversity, my friend. We have that in common. Your mom passed away last summer.
Yeah. Well, last February.
Last February.
Yeah.
My dad passed away into April this year. And, and you had an amazing resilience. In fact, I learned a lot on how you handled yourself because, like you, I was very close to my dad. You were very close to your mom, obviously. And the stoicism that you showed and demonstrated it was amazing. And it was something that helped me. I want to share that with you. It helped me because I remember what you went through. And the things that we go through and the things that I've seen you just in 2 years go through, and how this office and how this culture of Keller Williams bands together really is, it's been exciting to watch because I am a firm believer that we are all bringing something to the table all the time. And watching your growth and the fact that you just took on the team concept, which really is pretty amazing. I mean, it's something very unique at Keller Williams. So the idea that you can build a team powered by or fueled by an organization that's the largest real estate organization on the planet.
It's incredible.
So tell us about like the idea that you could go back to college or stay in college. So you get a license while you're in high school. You graduate high school. You got a couple 2-year degree, AAS degree from Wenatchee Valley, right?
Yep.
The Running Start program, which was amazing. So then you went back to college at Western Washington University, and you get a degree in business administration, right?
We actually switched
switched.
it. I switched it up.
There you go.
We're doing public relations with a minor in political science now.
Perfect. What, are you going to be a governor or something?
Oh, who knows?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
One day. I'll be your campaign. I'll be a campaign sign guy or something.
Works for me.
So it's pretty unique. Maybe you could explain to the people that aren't familiar with what branding yourself did for you.
Yeah, and I guess, just going back, since I've been with Keller Williams, I mean, my life has completely changed over the past 2.5 years. But once Steven's Home Group was launched on my 19th birthday, it provided me the power to I guess I have a brand identity and not have to have all of the same expenses of opening up an office. I know how much that hurts, how pricey that can get.
Capital.
And it's really allowed me to just, I guess, be more of a brand rather than just myself.
Yeah, like you're a business owner.
Exactly, like I'm a business owner.
So let me ask you something. For a lot of people out there working for other franchises in real estate, they're working every day. They're working 10 years, 20 years. I know it sounds like a long time, but it goes by quick, my friend. Can you imagine working for a firm where you were branding them the whole time you worked in your career, and then when you retired, it was over and your cash flow's over?
Absolutely not. I mean, why would I when I could do this? When I can make my own and I can have residual income, and if there's a week where I have to focus on school or something, it's not the end of the world. I have good people around me to be able to help, and it's something that I wouldn't trade for the world, in all honesty.
Yeah, what's funny about that? There's this word called equity. And I think most of us know what equity means. But when you do something, you work hard, you should have something of value that you've earned. And so by branding yourself, and what we use is called assumed names. It's all perfectly legal through the Department of License. You actually spend a couple $100 every 2 years, and then the office owns the name. But we allow you to take it with you if for some reason you got fired up and fired us and went on to open your own, which if you did, I'd high five you and say good luck because I love you. That's one of the abundant mindsets that we have. We don't talk down. We don't discourage people from doing what they want to do. And hopefully, the door is always open when people do leave. And hopefully, fortunately, we have a very high retention rate, and we're recruiting at a very high level. But the idea that you can work somewhere and then go on, if you retire, the money stops. Or if you go on vacation, the money stops. Because if you're not turning and burning transactions, you're not making money in this commission-based land.
Exactly.
But with a team, not that you have to, right? Mm-hmm. Many people, in fact, I think it's like 80% of the real estate brokers at Keller Williams are individual agents. Mm-hmm. But to me, especially if I could go back in time, I got my license also pretty young. I was 19 years old. I did graduate high school, though, so you got me beat there. And I just think about, what if I would have been at Keller Williams for 32 years? What would my profit sharing look like? What would my brand be worth, et cetera? So to me, the fact that I can help share a little bit of that 32-year experience with you, but yet, you know what, man? I'm learning from you all the time. I don't think there's a criteria that one person can learn exclusively from another, and it's only a one-way street. It just doesn't work that way around here. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I admire the courage. I admire the fact that you're a clean slate and you're just rumbling forward, getting your college degree, aspirations off the grid. Before we forget, what's the best way if somebody wants to hire the Stevens Home Group and Seth Stevens? How do they get a hold of you?
Best things to do is give me a call. My phone number is 509-421-0555. Really easy to remember. Or you can go on to our website, which is StevensHomeGroupWA.com. And Stevens is spelled with a V, not a PH.
So Stevens?
Yep.
All right. So, we're coming to the end of this first segment. And by the way, like Seth said, this is our first radio produced show in our new office. And when we get back, we'll talk a little bit about what that looks like. We're in the same basic location. We just moved over one spot. And here we go, on the edge of launching a new podcast next month.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So thanks for hanging out with us in the land of COVID in studio. We're social distancing on the network, just so you know. Thanks for tuning in on this Saturday in August. Appreciate every single one of our listeners. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Home sweet home. Thanks, Keller Williams. I love my dream home.